Hi guys, I'm the Dao King, and a lot of stuff is going on with yield nodes, and there's $300 million locked up, and you cannot withdraw. But there's something even more disturbing going on behind the scenes, which I wanted to go over with you guys, that could potentially make your investment in yield nodes toxic to the point that it's illegal and could land you in jail. And yield nodes obviously isn't telling you this because they have no clue. Well, I am. We're going to go through it real quick. Their CEO just did an interview with this guy right here, Crypto Yield UK. This is when I tell you guys to be careful about who you listen to on YouTube. Crypto Yields UK should not have interviewed him. This was a terrible interview. This was one of the worst interviews I see, one of the most light ball interviews. $300 million out there floating, lost. Basically, the CEO said 90% of it is gone. That means there's only $30 million left. That's what he said. But, Mr. Yield Nodes, Yield UK is asking some really lightweight questions. This should not have been an interview that went to him. And there's a reason for that they went to him is because let me go back here. If you go to Yield Nodes UK guy, all he does in the last year is talk about yield nodes. He's basically Yield Nodes channel. That's all he's talked about. And you're like, well, great. And he must really love it. Well, he loves it, guys, because of this. This is the referral codes that a lot of YouTubers get. And when you click on it and he gets views and you go and you make a deposit, they get a cut of that. He's probably made quite a bit of money. So he's not attacking them in any ways. But however, this is terrible for yield nodes. Yield nodes should have gone to someone like Drew Wolfer, who had $300,000 of Wolfer Finance's money locked in there. Plus, he said, he bought Sapphire tokens from them, OTC, someone like that who has something at stake. I would have liked to hear those questions from Drew or James Pelton, two of the guys I really trust and I really like out here. I can't trust this guy. This guy, it's just terrible. He's made so much money probably off of this already, but yet, they went back to him. So, he asked a lot of really light questions. I would have liked to see more hard-hitting questions that we all could get something from, and I didn't get that. But let me show you what's even more troubling. Right here, and again, this is where the questioning comes in part, and a lot of people aren't paying attention to this. They should be. This in here, guys, is absolutely horrific. This is a hidden story that is taking place, okay? As you know, I didn't invest in yield nodes. I never showed this to any of my audience because I'm not into nodes. It's kind of a Ponzi at the end of the day, no matter how you kind of break it down. Yeah, they were trying to get real revenue streams, but real, crypto's two different things. You know what I mean? So I was always very suspect. I know James Pelton went over there and they did an audit. Those audits don't work, by the way, and I'm going to tell you why they don't work. So they send out a bunch of YouTubers for advertising, for marketing, and they went over there and they audited. They said they were over 30% collateralized, and guys aped in. They aped in more because, oh, wow, all these YouTubers are saying it's fine, including, probably this guy. And the end of the day, that doesn't work. It doesn't work because what are those assets being held in? In this case, they had a lot of Sapphire, which was at that time as high as 70 or 80 cents. And then Sapphire fell as low as like 5 or even less, 3 cents and 5 or 10 cents. Well, your portfolio implodes at that point. And in a bear market, things unravel quickly. In a bull market, it kind of covers things up a lot, and you can kind of play around more freely and take more risks. But these guys came out of a bull market into a bear market, and they had not de-risked, they had not deleveraged, and those risks were still all over the place. And the whole thing just unraveled. That's kind of what you have happening here. And these audits can't be done by YouTubers. They need to be done weekly by a company. And you guys know I'm involved with Truth Seekers, and we're actually auditing another company in Dubai, a separate company that's backed by gold and fiat. And we're doing it differently because of this. We have real guys with real accounting actually doing the audit, but it's not going to be one audit and we're done. It's an audit contract to be done weekly, monthly, maybe daily. We're trying to figure it out. That is the level of transparency Truth Seekers is bringing to the market. And we're bringing a whole bunch of other softwares and things out. You're going to get a big update from us very shortly on Truth Seekers. But if you missed the seed round in Truth Seekers, let me tell you something. The pre-sale is going to be about November 30th. It's going to be fire, guys. It's going to be lit. It's probably going to sell out very quickly. Keep an eye out on it. I'll put the links for the Discord and everything in the description. So go there. Make sure to keep following Truth Seekers, because a lot of the stuff we're going to implement would have probably helped out Yield Nodes community, including our wallet watcher system, which should be done in the next few, actually before pre-sale, should be done mostly. A lot of our software is going to be done, which is the great news. And we can start helping out the DeFi and crypto communities kind of keep a better eye and a better track on these things. So please go ahead, follow us on Discord, first of all. Now, when we're looking at this, and this is terrible investment, by the way. Now, let's talk about this. This is when I say missed opportunity in this interview, I mean missed, massively missed. They're investing in all of these things, or they're saying that they were given these assets, which I don't understand that question. Like, why he didn't follow up. Who's going to give you $300 million of assets? Most likely, the $30 million that they have left is being leveraged to buy these assets, I can assume. And these assets include photovoltaic power plants in Germany, Italy, and their biggest one, which is 23, versus the smaller ones in Iran. First of all, investing in Iran by anyone in America is a federal crime. You cannot invest in Iran. It is like investing in North Korea. Will you invest in North Korea? This is for all my Americans out there. Will you? Say yes or no. You're going to go, hell no. Yes, that's the same answer you should get when someone says, are you going to invest in Iran? First of all, you cannot sell your NFTs once you get them. Well, you can sell them. Actually, you're going to have to sell them. You cannot buy them. Americans will have to immediately sell these NFTs. They're a toxic asset that are going to be tied to your MetaMask address and then to you, making you go on a watch list, possibly a terrorist watch list. Now, this is where it gets really scary. Just go to Department of Justice, guys. Florida resident charged with conspiring to violate Iran sanctions over crimes. Well, this has just happened, 2021 and 2022. All of these are recent. There's over 1,099 results for people. 2 indicted, unsealed charges, Iranian citizens violating U.S. export sanctions against Iran. There's tons of these. There's tons of these. Left and right, even if you do a search. Iran sanction indictment, and guilty plea entered in Iranian export case. This is 2022. Oh, sorry, yeah, January 2022. This is out of control. It's left and right. I read so many of these. I went through a whole bunch of these. Tons of American citizens are being arrested over this stuff. If you make an investment in Iran in any way, indirect or direct, you're fucked. And you're saying, well, I'm in the EU. I'm okay. Well, maybe. I don't know. Look, EU set to hit Iran with sanctions over protest crackdown. Is crackdown coming your way too? Yep. I think it is. Canada sanctions 17 more Iranians. Well, Canada's already imposed new Iran sanctions over human rights. You think this is stopping here? This is just getting going, guys. So when you see this kind of stuff, why would you want to be part of something that invests in Iran? Then you go and look at the moral and ethic high ground. Moral and ethic high ground? Let's look at that. Fire erupts in Iran's most notorious prison amid national protest. This is 46 minutes ago, guys. Okay? Gunshots and sirens heard at Iran's most notorious prison. They're basically killing people now. Well, you're like, well, they've already been killing people. Report, 23 children killed in Iran protest. 23 children, guys. They're killing men. They're killing women. They're killing children. Iran protests angry over police sex assault on protesters. Oh, it gets better. Here are some of the police hunting down this woman for not wearing her headscarf and beating the shit out of her in the day. You want to invest in a regime like this? This regime might not be around. This 23 megawatt plant that you're going to get, it's bullshit. This regime might not be around in 6 months or a year or 2 years. Not a penny should go to pay for this. In fact, just having it here makes me fear for all the Americans and American institutions that have invested in yield nodes. This is absolutely horrific. It doesn't matter if it's being given for free. It cannot be part of what they offer. They need to go back to the drawing board. This is a hidden story no one is even talking about. This is terrible on multiple levels, on ethical levels, on moral levels. financial levels. You can go to jail over this. I don't even know what to make of it. I wish the guys at Yield Nodes the best, but this is not the way to do it, guys. I wish them the best. I wish the community the best. I'm sorry this happened to everyone out there. There's a lot of people that lost a lot of money, including a lot of guys that lost 5 figures and 6 figures in Yield Nodes. If there's anything I could do, I would help you guys out. If there's anything else, I mean, I'm just trying to report to you guys, like, just keep your eyes open. The YouTubers are not your friend. This is a casino at the end of the day. If there's a referral link, understand what's going on behind the scenes. Just understand. It might not be in your best interest. Do the research. And sometimes doing the research doesn't help because the research is one-sided. It's been done 3-4 months ago, and there's no updated report on it. This is where Truth Seekers is hopefully going to come in and try to fix some of these things. Of course, there's going to be hiccups. There's no way to 100% proof these things, but at least more transparency can be given at the end of the day. Let's work towards transparency. There is no transparency in this interview, sadly. I just didn't see it. I would have liked to see more transparency from Stephen here. I would have liked to see someone better interview him, not the #1 supporter of Yield Nodes. I would have liked someone else who has something invested in there to lose, So anyway, guys, I hope these guys can pull this off. I will not be buying anything associated or getting anywhere near anything to do with Yield Nodes if they wish to go forward with this Iran investment. I will not. And I will call them out on it constantly because this is horrific. This is horrific. I don't care if they're getting this for free, which doesn't even make any sense. But that guy didn't ask any questions, so we don't even know. He's basically saying it's being handed to them. Nobody hands you anything, especially $300 million worth. Most likely they're giving him something from the $30 million to get this $300 million. But of course, this guy didn't even bother to ask that damn question. So we don't know. We just don't know. So, guys, I hope Yield Nodes can work their way through all of this, but please keep these facts in mind. Please keep these details in mind. And, let this also be a learning lesson for people who go too deep into one investment. Always be suspect of these nodes or even stuff like, bots like, Stable Fund. Be suspect of them. I'm suspicious of everything and everyone, by the way. That's how I invest now, even the people I know. And I only put a small portion of my portfolio in each one. You have to diversify. That is a fact of the matter. So anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful. Please make sure, as a Yield Nodes community, do not let them be in Iran. They should have nothing to do with Iran or North Korea or anything stupid like that. Please make sure that they are not involved in any way whatsoever, because it could really hurt the project long term in ways that they cannot fathom. And all the holders, what are the holders supposed to say? I'm now invested in an Iranian solar plant? My God. Try explaining that to the IRS. They will fuck you up and put you in jail. Where'd you make this money from? Oh, Yield Nodes. Oh, what's Yield Nodes? Let me check that out. Oh, that doesn't look very good. What's this Iran investment, sir? Yeah, explain it. Go ahead, explain it. The second you explain it, you're fucked. That's the way it works. When you have to explain shit to a government, you're fucked. You're just automatically fucked. That's the way it works. Anyway, guys, wish you guys the best. Take care.